we've done much with YouTube. Facebook has been absolutely crazy. And this is the little bunny that keeps tormenting our bunnies. This is a wild rabbit that has taken up residence for whatever reason in our barnyard. And you can see that the girls absolutely do not appreciate this little guy bouncing around. And I'm pretty sure that he's living under a barn right there. I'm going to have to trap him, get him out of here. Either that or one of the dogs will end up probably getting him. Anyways, just giving everybody a little glimpse here. We have a breeding buck on the farm right now. Mr. Peanut right here. Hi, Peanut. He's kind of a nervous little guy, but he's absolutely adorable. He's going to make some good babies with all the girls. We know for a fact Wednesday here's been bred. Winona's been bred. Sharon's been bred, so she'll produce some mini alpines. And Arabelle's been bred, so we're really excited about that. Little slick up there, Pep. Mr. Peppercorn. So they're doing their goatee things. Not girl. Yeah, good girl. And Ozzy's over there doing Ozzy things. He's just kind of doing his own thing, playing around, having fun. So we successfully hatched out 6 chickens, so that was really good. There's something going on over there. I don't know if that little black bunny went under the fence, but Joe went on high alert. And other dogs, they're watching. But we are getting eggs actively this winter, so we're very happy about that. Some of these rescue birds are just not wanting to lay at all. Stacy's been doing a heck of a job as our main rooster. And we got all these other guys here that are actively laying. So we got to kind of figure out who's who and what's going on, because we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with these guys. The turkeys are doing good as usual. And so we're working on a lot of different projects this winter here on the farm. And it's been going pretty good. So we have lots of different little activities that we've been working on and putting together, and we got more coming. So since the last time we picked up this Shelter Logic, and it was $100. We couldn't pass up the deal. So we got all of our hay finally in dry storage, all of our feed, all of our other stuff. It really helped out a lot. And then we got these guys actively breeding. We'll see here. Peanut's acting a bit ruddy. Yep. Now that's goat breeding 101 right there. So, yeah, he's giving his rut grin. So he's being a peanut. You'll probably start hearing some pretty wild sounds coming out of him here pretty quick. Mr. Peppercorn's like, I don't want to be any part of this. I don't even know what's going on, huh, Pep? Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Nice fluffy little guy. All of our snow melted off for the most part. So we got like 9 inches of snow a week ago, and then a warm front came through, melted it off. But any snow we get from here on out is probably going to be, it'll be kind of sticking around until early spring, probably March. So we'll see what happens with all that. Peanut. Yeah, you'll get to go back down to your flatland home. He's from a lower elevation, but he seems to be doing pretty good here. So he's been doing a good job doing all of his stuff. So, Joe, what are you doing, girl? Dogs are rooting through the compost pile. Really excited to get the garden started this next year. We got plenty of good compost cooking up. And the dogs actually help us turn it for the most part, unless they start tearing chunks of it out and scattering it through the yard. But these guys are great manure producers, as everybody knows. We got this nice little flock, and the flock is growing actively. So confirmed out of our first hatch, we got 1 hen, 1 roux, Copper Moran hen. And then we got a whole barnyard mix out of our second hatch. So we'll have to get some videos up on here. Like I said, Facebook's been just blowing up like crazy, so we haven't really been active on here, just because it seems that every time we try to post something, it gets flagged for a community, or like a copyright guideline. So we try to post stuff without music, and it doesn't get any views, and it's fine. It's just that struggle. So we've been focusing most of our energy and effort on what we got going on with Facebook, because we are monetized there. So it's helping to start pick up and pay for feed, and covering some of our other farm expenses. Something that we're really trying to do right now is we're trying to get more of our folks from Facebook to shift over here, but it's a different social media culture. So a lot of people just like to look at a picture, and they have preloaded comments that they just pop in, and then it makes all your stuff look like spam, and so you're constantly fighting that. But yeah, this guy has probably grown quite a bit since you guys saw him last. He's a big boy, aren't you, Oz? He's got quite big and quite stout. One of our other limiting factors out here is our internet connection, and this video might be coming through super grainy, and there's people that are watching, and they pop in, pop off because it's grainy. And so something that we're really focusing on is trying to get a better connection and do that. So there's somebody walking down the road. Dogs are greeting them with all their ferocity. Hi, Cher. You good girl? Yeah. So, yeah, we're continuing to do our work out here on the farm. Do whatever we can. Make the best out of it. Once we get some little bit better, stuff going on, then we'll be posting more. So we're gonna shift over to fiber internet and do all that stuff. So, man, dogs really go nuts. Joe does a good job. Neighbor came over, tried to pet Joe through the fence. That wasn't a good idea. Luckily, I got over there before anything happened. She was snapping at the chain link and trying to rip the chain link out of the fence. And I said, hey, that dog doesn't like people coming up to the fence unless you're inside the fence, and then she's a big baby. Joey! Hi, girl. Hi, girl. Yeah. So, yeah, come here, Joe. Otto, Hazel. Hazel always listens. She's such a good girl. She's my old bird dog. Hazel. Oh, there's Otto. He's trying to be a good boy. He's just a wild animal. Hi, Yoki's Eden. Thanks for joining. I'm going to probably run out of battery here pretty soon, so I thought I'd pop on here live and do all that fun stuff. We got the whole pack of dogs out there going nuts for a dog walking by. Thank you. Yeah, it's not very big. It's an acre. And we have about 5,000 square feet that we cordoned off for the goats. We put in little goat furniture and all that kind of stuff for the goats. And we got a little bunny operation. We got chickens and all that. So, yeah, it's a very nice morning. It's going to turn this afternoon. We got a storm front coming in. And so, nice blue skies up here in the mountains right now, but it switches out of nowhere. And it gets pretty nasty. I think we're going to probably end up, we had freezing rain last night, so there's a nice glaze of ice all over everything. You can't see it because it's black ice. So it's not very conducive for driving, but Pepper tried to jump up here on this lower ramp and he slid right off. But that's why we built this, so that our goats could learn how to gracefully fall. And they get up there, and that's about 6.5 feet in the air right there. So they like getting up there, get a good vantage point. Yeah. So yeah, we try to do the best we can with the little property we have. We've tried to be very orderly in everything that we've done. So we always try to do the best. Don't ask me how that rabbit got up on top of that cage, but there's a little black bunny running around here. If you go back to the beginning of the video, little feral. Somebody at some point in time released rabbits, pet rabbits like these. And of course, rabbits do what they do, they breed. And this little tiny black bunny was hopping around here. And it's tiny. It's like, it couldn't be more than a month old at best. But it's this little tiny black bunny. And I think he's living under the barn here. So, just something like that. So, it's just one of those things we deal with. The dogs keep most of the aerial predators at bay, so we never really worry about them. It's a nice part of having two bird dogs in an LGD. They always look up, and so we got big ravens out here in the mountains, and they like to come down here if they can and get in the top side of the coop. But we never really worry about predators because we do have the LGD. She lives outside all the time, and it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's just out here going nuts, and lo and behold, he'll either be a neighbor cat on the outside of the fence or something like that. So it's just kind of silly. Be strong like a grizzly. Thanks for joining. I'm just doing a quick live here. Nothing too big or significant. Just showing some of our progress here on the farm. If I could get cell service inside my shop, I would take everybody in and show you all the new baby chicks we have. But I'll put up some shorts, and that way people can see them. We hatched 6 out of 7. One just failed to form, so it didn't fully form, but that was our best hatch that we've had so far. And we only got a couple of these girls laying. She's one of them, little copper Moran hen. And then they're crossing with our copper Moran roux over here, so they're doing pretty good. So they're all doing real good out here. So, but our main thing right now is making sure everybody gets bred. That way we have lots of babies and more milk in the spring and summer. Making our cheese, separating our cream, doing all of our stuff. Arabelle is going to be a wonderful milker for us. She's just such a sweet girl. She's a bottle baby, huh? Arabelle. We just want to see if we get some kids with her colors. Just that nice little red goat. Yeah. But she's nice and fluffy for winter. She's got a very nice, soft, thick coat. She's looking really good. These guys, they're built for the mountains, so their legs have actually fluffed up. Sharon. Same with her face. She's normally got a pretty dainty face, but she's looking pretty fluffy this morning. Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah. And Mr. Peanut here. One morning we came out, he was shivering. Weren't you, Peanut? Yeah. You notice his horns, he was never pulled. And you notice his horns are broken. And when we asked the person we leased from, we were like, hey, is his horns okay? She said, yeah, he just got ruddy and started headbutting our other buck and broke his horns off. So he's kind of a rough old barnyard animal. Kind of a goofy looking buck, but he's definitely solid. So he's been actually putting on some weight here. I think just having 4 does in the barnyard has helped him out because he's not going as breeding crazy as one could. And so he looks like he's beefing up a little bit more. He's definitely not going to get as beefy as this guy. No, Pip, you're just a big baby. Yeah, this guy is the star of the show. Everybody loves Peppercorn. Huh, buddy? It's because he's such a nice little boy. He's such a nice, soft boy. And he loves the love. You can do just about whatever you want with him. He's easier to hoof trim because he's such a little guy, huh? Yeah, he's just such a baby. Oh, Pip. Yeah. People say, well, why do you keep wethers on your farm? Well, Ozzy's a pack goat, and we couldn't not have this guy. Look at him. He just loves it. He's such a nice boy. Now I got Ozzy nibbling on the back of my overalls. But these guys are just, he's just such a nice boy, and he's a great representative of our farm and our care that we take on our animals. And it's fun for the kids to come over and, be able to interact with a very docile and tame goat, just show them what kind of effort you have to put in to raise really good, friendly animals. and keep them healthy and strong, and get them to a docile point. Yeah, you goofers look good, buddy. Yeah. So, and then I got this big beast right behind me. Yeah, he's a packer. He's a pack goat. So he's nice and robust. If you look at his body form, he's got a nice straight back, and he's just such a big baby. Yeah. So that's why we keep the wethers on the farm. Outside of that, he may or may not, you know, um, he may be more of a pulling goat, and that's something that we want to work on. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the goat trailers before, but this guy's so big and so strong, and he's such a docile boy, and he's very responsive to his treats that it makes him very easy to train. And he looks great. He's got good mass to him. A lot of people, they'll look at an Alpine, and because you take a look at a Nigerian dwarf and they're kind of short and squatty, and you look at an Alpine, they got a deep body, and they'll say, oh, the goats are malnourished or something. It's just their body shape. They're not malnourished. You look at Sharon over here, and she's going to probably put on a lot more weight now that she's been bred. Hopefully we get more breeding cycle opportunity, one more round of estrus. But she's nice and she's full. And the other good thing is that we put in a lot of opportunity for the goats to exercise. And that's a big key. Mark Warnke, the goat guy, he talks about that. And Ripple Ranch has a lot more land than we do, but we've tried to mimic Ripple Ranch as much as possible. And he's the main reason why we went with these big babies, because they're just so gentle and docile. And the only other purpose for a wether is to turn them into meat. And in the future, that's a possibility on our farm, where we do turn these guys into meat. Not Aussie, of course, and not peppercorn, but in the future we may keep some wethers for that purpose, just to supplement our meat stock. But they won't be treated any different than any of these guys. They'll be nice and robust. They'll be good goats. Yeah, they'll be good babies. Or they can be pets for people. So I'm getting an alert that I'm down to 5%, so I'm going to have to cut this short. But thank you, everybody that joined. I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday, and hope to see everybody again real soon.